Josh, like you've had a great record in this fixture over the last decade. How hard is that?
Yeah, it's very disappointing. It was a dead quiet change room. As you said, they're always tough games, tend to be pretty close all the time. And thought, firstly, credit to Munster. I thought they were absolutely brilliant. There's a lot of things we didn't do well. A lot of sloppy areas. We had a lot of chances, just didn't take them. Munster, I thought, were brilliant. I thought their defence was incredible. Credit to Liams for that. And yeah, very disappointing day. But I think a lot of credit has to go to them.
At the start was almost like last year. You were beat dominant, crucial compounds, more try, winning collisions. How did it change you? How did you think they turned the tide on you a little bit? Or was it you guys stepping up a little bit from that end?
It's hard to know. They had a couple of well taken tries. I think they were there's obviously an intercept, and then I think it was Tom Farrell, wasn't it? Brilliant little catch, nice kick from Crowley, and sometimes those, no matter how well you play, those can go against you. So I think we were there's nothing wrong with that. I think, thinking of myself then, could I have maybe messaged calmed lads down or changed the messaging or something? Something I'm aware of. Maybe I could have done that a bit better. Stayed calm, because obviously it can happen any game that you see it happen quite a lot, where just a couple of strikes out of nowhere. We were playing pretty well first half. Otherwise, just you breakaway tries. But yeah, it's probably comes down to having a bit better composure. But I thought we did well. We did well up to probably the 22, and then we kind of threw the ball away a bit. So we spoke about at half time was we probably just went away from the basics, holding on to the ball, going through the phases. We probably tried to force it a bit too much, and second half was a bit better. Started the second half, but we just couldn't break down the defence.
It's obviously been a very disjointed first 4 games because of the nature of people coming back from the lines and everything. Do you feel like you're chasing them a little bit as a group, as you're trying to get back on the same page, coming back at different times?
Yeah, it's definitely been tricky. There's obviously a few lads first games out today. It's definitely been a different year in that way, especially the amount of lads that were away quite late into the summer, and then you have the Lions lads, Irish lads, and then the lads who are training. So it's been very kind of some lads in, some lads out. Obviously the group goes off to South Africa. A lot of us were still doing pre-season training, so it has been quite disjointed, but I don't think we can take that as an excuse. As a lot of times we're kind of used to it in terms of, like, normally happens towards the end of the season. It kind of happens like that. You have a good group away from the Six Nations, and then we come back, and then we've kind of had those South Africa 2 weeks. So it's not something we can use as an excuse, I think, but it obviously does make it, I suppose, a bit trickier to a normal phase in the season, I suppose.
Does it seem like much difference with being a new coach and a few changes in lessons? Do they present different challenge?
I thought they kind of brought what I'd always expect from a Munster team. They're always, particularly when they play against us, they're always well up for it, win the physical battle. They worked really hard for each other, and I thought that was, I would have said it was typical of Munster performance. They thought they were very organised as well, as in, even when we felt like we'd kind of broken them defensively, they were scrambling back. They took their chances well in attack, and they looked very, very well, very, very good. The one thing I thought was brilliant, whatever the attitude that they got to, or they were at the right pitch, I suppose. They looked like they really wanted it, and they worked really hard for each other. So it's obviously, we felt we could have done a lot better, but I think they have to get a lot of credit for the performance they put in.
Those Leinster don't lose very often. I can't imagine you've gone into an international camp with a game like this behind you. What kind of chance is that for you to leave Leinster with time? I imagine it'd be really unsatisfying.
Yeah, it's tough. It feels it's a funny feeling. You feel like you're kind of abandoning the lads after a tough loss like that. You're just disappearing then in Monday for training camp. I think Leo mentioned it in the change room afterwards. There's a brilliant opportunity for a lot of lads to get a crack at Zebra this week and right a few things we didn't do well today. But it is tricky. Like next time we'll be back together as a full group is probably Harlequins, I think, if I have that right. So it's not ideal. We'll definitely have to. I suppose as an individual, I think you're obviously going into, like for me, going into Irish camp now, you kind of, and as an individual, you're kind of thinking, what could I have done better? And definitely a lot of motivation to play the next game, whatever that is. So, but it's, as I said, it's a tricky part of the season. I was talking to someone there. It's like, obviously, like, we're very lucky in that we don't have to have these conversations too many times in a season, which is obviously good. But we've had a few of them now to start the season, so it's definitely a different position to be in. But we'll have to keep our heads up and get on with it, I think.
For a huge number of the next game he plays against New Zealand in Chicago, the fact that you haven't had those games, and it's disjointed here. You've got 2 weeks of camp to try and get it right to play against the team, or 9 games into the international season. It's a huge step to get there. Do you feel like, will that focus the minds a little bit? Do you kind of have to get that together yourselves? Is it a bit worrying that it's so soon in the season and you're playing against such a good team less than 2 weeks time now?
Yeah, it's definitely very different. I'm pretty used to being, you know what I mean? You're normally like well match fit. You played like 4 games. I think it's normally 3-4 games at least by the time you're getting into international time. But I think the coaches normally do it really well. In Irish camp anyway, I'd say we'll be pretty. We'll work hard from a fitness point of view, and then it's good. It's actually good having those 2 weeks for a bit of continuity and that kind of thing. So it should be good in that way. It's obviously tricky for lads. There's obviously a balance, I suppose, because there's obviously a point where you're really fresh and it's great, and then there's a point where you would like more game time. But hopefully can find the balance anyway. We'll see in a couple of weeks, I suppose.
Back on your side next 2 games.
Absolutely, yeah. He was very, very good today. Put in a really good performance. His first game back as well, I believe, as well. So he was, he's very good. He's been playing brilliantly this season, in fairness to him. So nice to have him on the team.